Good evening, everyone. I've decided just to do a quick a video update on the situation that's happening out around Western Queensland. Basically, on the map there, you can see, in comparative with last night, how many rivers are now in either moderate or major flooding, and there's quite a few of them in and around the Maranoa, Warrego, Western districts. Yeah, so there's quite a broad area as well. This does extend down into around the Moree region, but I just haven't brought that up on the map as yet. I can browse back and just quickly show, because we are covering these areas as well now. You can see in and around the Moree area there are a few rivers there. The Guida River is in major flood, causing some possible evacuations for the Moree area, and these are your western rivers. The thing is with the rivers out here in Western Queensland is it's very flat country, so these rivers are going to stay in flood for the next week or two. You know, the water's going to take a long time to move away from these areas, and as far as I know, they go into Lake Eyre. Some goes in Lake Eyre, the Murray-Darling system, so that's definitely going to get some big flows down in there. Okay, so that's the current radar. You can see it's a distinct line, east of Longreach through Tambo, west of Roma, down in through Moree. They've had some big totals in and around the Narrabri region in the core of the trough. This is the MT satellite loop, and you can see it streaming down from the tropics. It's not overly coloured, you know, it's not dark in colour, so the rainfall intensities have backed off a little bit. You can see up in here and around the tropics, there's some big explosions of thunderstorms up there, which would be much heavier in rainfall. We're going. This is expected to intensify, and I'll show you why. This is the computer model, the GFS one. These are the winds at 850, 3,000 feet or 4,000 or thereabouts in that bracket. Low level winds. You can see that the stronger winds in yellow are down around this Moree area, getting ripped in from the Pacific Ocean, and then compressing in this area. I've spoke about this before, so where you get this compression in winds or speed in winds on the bottom of the trough, you get the enhanced rainfall because there's more moisture. Then if you follow up along the dip of the line, you can see the trough there. That's the actual marking of the trough down there like that. If you scroll on, I think I've loaded every 3 hours, you can see that the trough remains. You can still see through Charleville, strengthening through Moree, also extending north, along through Longreach. It's a very distinct line. Occlusion in winds from the south and from the northeast in the low levels. Bit of a circulation here as well. We look for circulations because you can get intense areas of rainfall there. So whatever time that is, by 10 AM in the morning, we might see a relaxing period for Moree as far as rainfall goes, but it could shift west to this Burke area indicated on the map. And if you just keep scrolling out, Thursday, you can still see the trough marked there through Emerald, Charleville. That's Thursday 4 PM. Thursday night, there's a bit of intensity coming in here around the St George area again, marked in the yellow in the wind, so you look for high precipitation thunderstorms in that area. Friday morning, it's still there. These little circulations are kicking up everywhere, you know, over the same areas that are already experiencing major flooding. Friday, you can see the tropical low spin up that everyone's been hyping about, the media, etc. The weather forecasters have been getting hit pretty hard. What's it going to do? There's the formation off between Townsville and Cairns, and it is expected to move east. So we might get some swells, enhanced showers and rainfall totals in and around just on the backside of that low as it moves away. It forms a tropical cyclone as well. That's Friday, sometime Friday, you can see it there. Not posing much of a threat. But even on Friday you can still see this inland trough in through the inland parts, but it is starting to weaken out. The winds coming in are starting to relax. And look at that, we're up to 4 minutes 30 already. Okay, so this is tonight, 10 PM. These are the upper level winds. What we look for here is the winds coming down from the north. So instead of the rain and the storms being pushed towards the east, say towards Dalby or Warwick or the likes, you know, into the Lismore, northeast New South Wales area, they're coming from the north. So that the winds come in, creates a thunderstorm, and it gets drugged back on top of itself because you've got that trough line. Basically tonight, that's what's occurring. What's been occurring for the last few days. So again, you can see the winds. There's a jet stream coming through the back of Birdsville. This is carrying cold air. I'll show you that in a minute. And it reacts with all this warm moist air lying through that trough line that I showed you earlier. Now the winds are still quite from the north around the St. George and Moree area. So intense rainfall in these regions. The winds pick up there, but you've still got pockets that are light and from the north, so anything that develops is not going to go far. It's going to sit over the area and create a bit of an issue. I won't go too much further. That's tomorrow afternoon. But again, you can still see these winds coming in from the north-northwest, carrying all the residual rain and moisture down in past Moree and Armidale and being spat out past Sydney. What have I got here? Okay, this is tonight at 10 p.m. So this is the temperature of the atmosphere at about 20,000 feet. You can see in through the Longreach to Charleville, Moree region, it's still quite warm in the red. However, see this temperature gradient down here and how it grades down into a cold pool down near South Australia, -14. That's pretty significant. What it's suggesting that it's going to do is progress up and move in towards this trough line. And as we saw with the monsoon low the other night, it really enhanced it. At wherever that cold air meets this warm moist air, it enhanced the rainfall significantly, and you can just literally see it reacting in front of you on the maps. As you scroll forward, you can see it is pushing in around the Moree area, back at Charleville, St. George, hovering around the border now. Sorry, there we go. Pushing in Moree, St. George. See, it's not coming anywhere east. It's not pushing through to the east. All right, and then still travelling through the area. But to the south of the border as well, I might add, most of the cold air stays below. We'll move on to the GFS accumulated precip. I've only got 72 hours loaded in there. You can see the distinct line from, say, Texas, Inglewood, Roma, sorry, Dalby. You guys are going to keep those tumbleweeds are going to keep blowing through the main street. You'll have to start watering the grass shortly. So areas around St. George, 200 mils possible. Charleville, more heavy rainfall, and you can see it's just a strip. Okay, from say Taroom to just west of Charleville, and that extends right up, and the moisture fetch comes in here through Townsville. There's an area just here west of Emerald which is picking up a target bullseye of 325 mil. That's in that Jericho, I think it's called, and Alpha. We do have a few followers there, and you'd want to watch out in through there. We really don't want these totals now at all. We want this system to bugger off. Also down into New South Wales, you've got further falls of 100, 125. So it looks as though they could potentially be backing off in northern New South Wales, but just maintaining through this strip here. All right, I'll leave you with leave it at that. 8.5 minutes, not bad, better than 15. All right, guys. So we'll keep an eye on these totals out west. We do expect more. Charleville's sort of on a bit of a high alert. Augathella, Cunnamulla, they've got a lot of water to move through before before the next lot of rainfall, which is expected any time for tonight, and that's why they've placed some precautionary evacs in around Bradley's Creek at Charleville, and they did ship some flooding retainment walls out from the Gold Coast. I don't know how they did that, whether it was by road or rail or air or what they did, but I know that they've identified the forecast, and they're doing everything they can. You know, the BOM have been great. I've been speaking to them on a daily basis, and they even admitted to me today that they've been very, very pushed. As you know, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of river systems out here that they monitor back onto this map. You can just see the hats everywhere, you know, so constantly updating. They do a great job in there, the BOM, they really do. Alright guys, I'll probably see you tomorrow, and we'll discuss this further once I upload it.